Well, good day. So, for today, I would like to talk about the first cartoon appearance of that legendary super friend, Black Vulcan! And this video also doubles as a faux crossover, which seems kind of weird, but it totally does. So yeah, alright, let's go! Alright, so we start off in the Atlantic Ocean, on a ship, in a storm, on the way to Norway. This storm is pretty horrible and the ship is going directly into it, so the first mate decides, you know what, we're gonna go around the storm, we're gonna be smart, we're gonna be safe. And for some reason, their idiot captain, Captain Crooner, is completely hell-bent on breaking the speed record to Norway. And he puts the ship directly back into the path of the storm. Not sure if this guy did a whole 8-ball by himself or something, but he makes no sense. He even locks the crew out of the bridge, man. So the first mate is freaking out, so he calls the Super Friends for help. And immediately, Black Vulcan volunteers himself and Aquaman to save the day. And sure, you know, Aquaman makes total sense. The guy's all kind of water powers. You know, he can help out on a boat. And with Black Vulcan, you know, we haven't seen what he can do yet, man. So let's, you know, give the dude a chance. But, like, also, you have Batman, Robin, and Wonder Woman standing there with them. And, you know, you couldn't use their help too? It seems like a slow superhero saving people kind of a day, and they got nothing to do, man. Why not take them with you so you can, you know, help people not die? I guess maybe that would be overkill, you know? It'd be too easy. So you're right, let's go, boys. So Black Vulcan turns into a lightning bolt to get to the ship lickety-split, you know, with his super flying speed. And Aquaman uses his Aqua Scooter? That seems kind of off, hey? Like, firstly, man, it's a scooter. Like, that's, I guess, just merchandising, but, like, what is the top speed of this thing compared to his, like, swimming speed? I can't imagine this little putt-putt kind of goes all too fast. Like, you're going across the whole ocean, man. You know, again, I gotta say, Wonder Woman's invisible jet, man, boom, you're there, no way, like, no problem, right? But I guess Aquaman seems happy on that, so let's give him this one. But the tanker, it is taking on water. The crew is using what looks like wood wedges to close the large cracks in the hull, but you know, if your boat has pretty large cracks in the hull, man, you're kind of screwed. Luckily, the electric aqua duo make it to the ship, and Black Vulcan has a much better solution for the hull breach. Just throw lightning bolts at it, right? No rhyme or reason, just pew pew. You know, the concept of it makes sense, but I really don't understand the physics of it, but you know, either way, man, the breach is welded shut. So that's one problem down. Now, they gotta go to the captain. So Captain Crazy Pants, you know, won't even listen to Aquaman about the dangers that his crew are facing on the sea, right? Aquaman, the king of the literal freaking seas. You think he might know what he's talking about and you should listen to him, but nay. So this is where our heroes kick down the door and stop the captain, right? Nope. They just turn around and walk away. Like, are you serious? You just told him how everyone on the ship is going to die and how imperative it is to stop him, and you just turn around and walk away? What? Like, how can this get any worse? Well, I'll tell you how. The captain gets Aquaman and Black Vulcan into an oil hold in the ship, you know, where they can potentially drown in oil to keep them from bothering him and his crazy speed record. Oh my, like what the hell, eh? So they escape this oil tank and finally Black Vulcan opens the door with his powers, you know, with the greatest of ease. Like, man, where was this 5 minutes ago? I'll chalk it up to a rookie mistake for you, Black Vulcan, but Aquaman, damn it, man, you should have known better. But the ship is headed for a whirlpool, as was prophesied. And now, of course, the engines are dead. So Aquaman gets in the water and steadies the rudder, and Black Vulcan supercharges the engines, you know, sending the ship to Norway at warp speed. Huh, so does that mean he broke the speed record? Wow, they don't actually say so I guess we don't know. But nonetheless, man, the day is saved. The captain admits that he went kinda crazy with the speed record and he'll definitely lose his rank, never to captain a ship again, but at least everyone is having a good laugh about how he went completely insane and almost killed everybody on board. Hey! And with that, that is the end of this super tale. Yeah, So yeah, like not too bad of an episode, right? So it was a 3-year hiatus after the cancellation of Super Friends, but they have returned! And as will happen with every new season, the show will get a new name. This time around, it's the all-new Super Friends Hour! And it features a whole bunch of new characters and stuff like that. And of course, one of those new characters being Black Vulcan. Realistically, man, dude's an awesome character, right? He's got pretty cool powers, he's pretty good at, problem solving on the spot, He's a pretty good teammate, he's pretty inspirational, good things all around. The Super Friends are better for having him. Even though, it seemed pretty odd that the other Super Friends weren't doing anything in this, little episode, it makes total sense, right? There are actually quite a few Super Friends, and you really gotta spread the action around and make sure everybody has some part in the story, right? So realistically, yeah, man, pretty cool that these two teamed up for this one mission, you'll have random team-ups later on with other characters, so yeah, that's just the way the show goes. Speaking of other characters, this little segment is the first time in Super Friends history that Superman was not involved. At all, not even a little cameo or anything. He must have been on some other mission somewhere else, right? Actually, I wonder, do they actually have it mapped out, what all the characters are doing all the time? So, if these guys are in a mission, we know exactly what these other guys are doing? Man, that would be one hell of a spreadsheet. But yeah, if you did include Superman in this one and you didn't have him part of the mission, it would have seemed kind of silly, man, because Superman would have been easily able to fly over to that ship, lift it up out of the water, and just bring it to Norway, right? So, they kind of had to make the story challenging, for Aquaman and Black Vulcan. And speaking of that ship, man, you got the crazy captain. The dude makes no sense. With everything in this episode, all the silly, zany little things, I can actually get behind all of it, right? Except for the fact of why the hell the captain is doing what he's doing. So he's super obsessed with this speed record. Why? For fortune and glory? He can go after this record whenever he wants. Why not wait until next time, right? When there's not a storm. So that part kind of really didn't sit well with me. An explanation that I would have gone with was maybe, this captain is retiring. This is his last voyage ever. And, he's like, geez, man, I was so close last time. This is my last chance to break this record. I gotta go for it. Maybe that for motivation other than just well, we gotta try just for the sake of it. The whole retirement stakes, it really still wouldn't be a great, kind of reason for doing it, but at least it would be, a reason. This guy went totally Captain Ahab, for no reason. Captain Ahab had a reason why he went crazy. This guy ruined his career for nothing! Nothing! But other than that, man, like I say, pretty awesome episode. It's like a standard Super Friends episode, so you pretty much know what you're getting. And classic introduction of classic Super Friends character, which we will be seeing a lot more of in the future. But, yeah. Let us go see what else we can find in about Black Vulcan and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Super Friends. So this featured episode was actually the 4th segment of a 4-segment episode. And not only was this Black Vulcan's first appearance, but in the 2nd segment, called Joyride, that was the first appearance of the Wonder Twins. But yeah, Wonder Twins, we'll leave them for another day. And speaking of Black Vulcan, so the creation of this character, man, it's actually almost as zany and campy as the featured episode. Well, sorry, segment. So, Hanna-Barbera wanted to make a change from the first incarnation of Super Friends, and that was to add a black character. And there was not a whole heap of choices at DC Comics at this point in 1977, so they zeroed in on Black Lightning. Mostly because at the time of the episode, Black Lightning was a brand new character. He first debuted in Black Lightning #1 in 1977. So yeah, brand spanking new, man. Also, the fact that he was the first major black superhero with his own title at DC Comics, so they're like, yeah, man, that's the guy to use in our cartoon. the dude stocks are high, right? But DC Comics and the creator of Black Lightning, Tony Isabella, they were having a couple of disputes over the character's usage, right? Tony wanted royalties for the use of Black Lightning outside of the comic books, right? DC was kind of like, yeah, sure, maybe. And DC Comics themselves have asked Hanna-Barbera for a bit more money, you know, for the use of the character. You know, trying to help Tony out. And, well, suddenly, surprise, surprise, Hanna-Barbera didn't want to use Black Lightning anymore. So they used the old faux crossover method. They created their own DC Comics character by completely copying a DC Comics character. Which works out well for them, man. They don't have to pay any royalties whatsoever to DC or anyone, and they got exactly what they wanted. And thus, Black Vulcan was born! Even with the similarities between the characters, DC Comics decided not to pursue copyright infringements. You know, so that was, you know, basically the end of that, right? So let's look a little closer at the similarities between the two. So, Black Lightning, right? His powers are the ability to manipulate electricity, which can also result in, you know, shooting lightning bolts. He's also good at exerting electromagnetism, you know, stuff like that. And he is also a member of the Justice League. And with Black Vulcan, he too can shoot lightning bolts from his arms and stuff. He can also fly, and with his flight, he can turn into a lightning bolt and fly like super fast, right? Oh, and also he has time travel capabilities, because why not? And he is a member of the SuperFriends, you know? So yeah, these guys are pretty similar and all that kind of stuff. I do gotta say though, man, Black Lightning wins the fashion contest for sure, man. Check out those slick threads. So Hanna-Barbera is pretty happy. They got Black Vulcan, you know, this dude's rocking and all that kind of stuff. But Tony Isabella was not at all happy with the creation of Black Vulcan and the entire snub of Black Lightning. So he got his revenge in comic book form. So, in Black Lightning number 10 in 1978, he created a story called The Other Black Lightning. In this story, there is a horrible villain named Barbara Hanna. Get it? And Barbara Hanna created a copycat Black Lightning, right? A total fake. So the fake Black Lightning was a failed football player and a self-professed loser, and his name is Jocko. Kind of a joke name, you know, they could have called him, you know, Black Romulan or something like that to really hammer the point in, but I guess Jocko works too. But yeah, so trouble happened at the circus, you know, this fake Black Lightning was completely out of his league, he didn't know what to do. He did stop a stampeding elephant somehow, man, and Black Lightning was pretty impressed with that. But yeah, man, Jocko, you know, totally gave up the whole Black Lightning gig. He felt really bad for doing it. He even called Barbara Hanna a crook for what she made him do, stealing, you know, Black Lightning's kind of look and all that. But man, you know, I gotta give Tony Isabella like a whole lot of respect for that, man. You know, like he totally got his point across. That comic story was actually pretty good. So like a win-win all around, right? But yeah, man, further down the road, you know, Black Lightning did actually get the chance to be on television, you know, in cartoons, in live action, all that stuff. Heck, man, in 2018, he even got his own show, and it lasted for, like, what, 4 years? So that's a beautiful thing to see. And, you know, basically pertaining to the episode, that's pretty much all I got for you. So yeah, with this, that, those, and all the other things, man, I guess, that's that. Also, if you guys are interested, I created my own superhero show, and I have the first episode out already. The Adventures of the Density. So if you guys would like to check it out, I'll have a link above here and a link at the end of the video for you to peruse there. Yeah, right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, you know, feel free to do so. Or anything else, you know, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, you know, have a great day. Thanks.